All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of the Power Rankings. But first, I want to take a look at the leaderboards because I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be looking towards this for a few weeks. Based on the number of points that have been scored by all the games, Class S, A, and C have no change when it comes to who is in what position in that league. So the positions all stayed the same. No one's gone up, no one's gone down in those three leagues. Class B is the only one that's had a shakeup with a couple of games moving up and one even moving down 2 spots, actually. For that, let's take a look at that first. For Class B, I just want to point out Destiny 2 moved up from 3rd place to 2nd place. Brookhaven moved up from 4th place to 3rd place, and Brawlhalla has went down from 2nd place to 4th place. Now, this doesn't 100% matter towards next season because they're not going to be relegated or promoted if they are in either of those 3 positions by the end of the season. But 5 periods are done, so it's almost time to start talking about the playoffs and relegation and promotion soon. So, yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. But we can still talk about it a little bit right now. For Class S, Forsaken is in the lead with 18 points. They are now exactly 1 period ahead to win the league. So, however, Forsaken did not win this period, though, as I have to admit, based on the looks of things, Grow a Garden actually scored more points than Forsaken did this period, but they're still behind by 4. So Grow a Garden caught up by 1 point because it wasn't that big of a difference. The race is still on. The season's not over yet. The earliest we can expect Forsaken to win the league is at the end of the season as of right now, but that can change. Now, on the other side of that, we got the relegation race for Class S. Fortnite is still scoreless after 5 periods, and they are now exactly 2 periods behind Roblox, which means they can be potentially relegated during the 11th period of this season. So they're not even going to make it to the end of the season before getting relegated if things continue the way that they're going right now. So Fortnite is kind of cooked right now. Thanks for picking a bad season, and because of that, they're really probably going down. Rocket League right now, though, is also beginning to struggle, but they're still in 3rd, but I don't think they can stay in 3rd place after for another period if Roblox beats them again. So, we'll see what happens when the 6th period starts to find out if Rocket League will be going down a spot or not. For Class A, the race for promotion there is very close, as Dead Rails is only 1 point ahead of TSB right now. And the only reason that is because Dead Rails actually didn't score anything in this period, which gave TSB and Rivals a chance to catch up for this promotion race. All 3 of these games are potential candidates to be promoted. Don't leave Fall Guys out too, because they also won this period. They got all 4 points. So this is probably going to be the tightest promotion race for the highest league to get promoted into that I've ever seen. The only one that I really don't see coming out is Apex. But they scored a little bit too. They scored 2 points this time. Now, speaking of the relegation race, Apex Legends is exactly 4 points behind Fall Guys. So they are literally also trying to avoid relegation by the 12th period. So, yeah, even though all the games are pretty decent in this league, someone's got to go down. Because there's some good games in the lower leagues as well that are trying to come up. Now, for Class B's promotion race, this one is a long shot. Ink Game is in the lead for that by 7 points. which is equivalent to 1.75 periods worth of time. So basically make it 2. Basically you'll need at least 2 periods to get in there, so you can possibly see Ink Game get promoted during the 11th period as of right now, but if they do anything else from here, they're probably going to get promoted even sooner than that. Which is a good thing that these guys get promoted, because these guys deserve it. They really do deserve it. Next, we got the relegation race, and it's not looking good for The Sims 4. They have 1 point, but 1 point's not enough to stay up. They are exactly 9 points behind, which means they are 3 periods behind, which means they could be relegated as early as the end of the 10th period, making this one of the earliest relegations to known to mankind. But they're not even in the worst position out of all 4 games that are in last place in their respective leagues, though. So The Sims 4 will have to find a way to come back and defeat Brawlhalla, because everyone's got 10 points in Class B except for The Sims 4. And there's a couple of games I don't even think are going to get 10 points. And next up is Class C, which is basically the home to new games of the schedule. Well, I guess we can call it that, because up to 4 winners will replace them. The relegation and promotion race is different in this league because of the rules of this league. Promotion's still 1 game, and My Singing Brain Rot leads that by 5 points, which means My Singing Brain Rot can be promoted as early as the 11th, at the end of the 11th period. However, for relegation, again, up to 4 will be relegated. It doesn't mean all 4 will go down, but there's a chance. One of them is always confirmed, though, and that's the game that places last. And currently, Anime Last Stand is still scoreless on this leaderboard with 0 points. They are behind 4th place by 9 points, meaning they're going to have to grind if they want a chance to come back in this season. Anime Last Stand is currently the only game that hasn't gotten a single stream to reach 10 views, because all the other games that are Class C games are able to do that, so it's not an excuse. And they all get 45-minute live streams. For Anime Last Stand's case, though, they're 3 periods. They need 3 periods to come back, which means they could be relegated as early as the 10th, at the end of the 10th period. So it's coming. And if things continue the way I think they're going to, I think certain games might even get relegated during the 9th or maybe even the 8th period, which is coming up very soon, because we're about to move to the 6th period of the season. And that's when things get crazy. And I would have never expected a game to get relegated during the 9th period until now. There's a chance. There's a brutal chance. The 9th period is still the 3rd quarter of the season. If you don't survive then, what the frick are you doing? That's basically what's going on here right now. Like, you got Fortnite being down by 2 periods, Apex being down by only 1. So Apex might be the last game to get relegated. They might get relegated towards the 11th period in my prediction, maybe the 10th. I don't know. It really depends on what happens in September, because the second half of the season's upon us soon. Alright, then we go to the power rankings. I'm going to go through this quite quickly because I know you guys wanted to see this. So here they are. Anime Last Stand is in 20th place. Sims 4 is in 19th place. Fortnite is in 18th place. Rocket League is in 17th place, which means those 4 games would miss the playoffs if they stay down there for the rest of the season. Dead Rails is in 16th place. Brawlhalla is in 15th place. TSB is in 14th place. Zenless Zone Zero is in 13th. Apex Legends in 12th. Squid Game X in 10th. Squid Game X in 11th. And Rivals in 10th. And Destiny 2 is in 9th. Now I'll go over some of the playoff matches as well as I go through the top 8, because that's what we're going to do. In 8th place in the power rankings is Fall Guys, which means they would be up against Destiny 2 in the first round of the playoffs. Roblox is the 7th seed, is in 7th place, which means they would be up against Rivals. Brookhaven is in 6th, which means they'll be up against Squid Game X. Rec Room is in 5th, surprisingly, which means they'll be up against Apex Legends. Forsaken is in 4th, which means they're up against Zenless Zone Zero. Grow a Garden is in 3rd, which means they would be up against the strongest Battlegrounds. Ink Game is in 2nd, which means they'd be up against Brawlhalla. And My Singing Brain Rot is in 1st, which means they would be up against Dead Rails. So that's basically what we're looking at right now. However, things are subject to change. This is just the results at the end of the 5th period. We still got 7 periods to go before the playoffs begins. So don't worry. It's not yet over yet. The only power rankings that really truly matters is the 12th period's power rankings, because those are the final ones, and that will determine if you move to the playoffs or not. The power rankings will also determine who you fight in each round after the first round as well, because there is going to be reseeding depending on performance. And then after that, we will, and right here is the 6th period stream schedule. I know you guys have probably already seen the YouTube short for it, but I'm going to display it again. That way you know exactly when your game is competing. For those of you who are wondering what the worker hat thing is going on day 2, that is Labor Day. That is a holiday in the United States. It's not the biggest holiday like Christmas or Easter, but it's a holiday here in the United States, and I just wanted to put that there just like I did with my birthday. So I will be indicating that it is Labor Day in those live streams. Because I don't know if they've scheduled anything for the 11th, though. I could schedule something for the 11th as well, because I feel like September 11th should be a holiday as well, but it's not. It's more of a day of mourning, or mourning people, because 3,000 people died there in 2001, and I don't know why it's not a holiday. It's probably should be a holiday, but not one that closes everything, because we already have enough holidays that close everything down. So, and the president agrees with my statement as well. So yeah, and that is that. We'll see you guys in the 6th period, the final period of the first half of the season. And man, this season's heating up. So make sure you subscribe, because it's time for the final period of the first half of the season.